All over the world, the creative industry continues to generate billions in revenue for various countries. The industry boasts of even more potential that remains untapped. Now, in Nigeria, professionals who fall under the umbrella of the creative industry are yet to fully gain the deserved recognition and support that would encourage the industry to thrive. It is perhaps on this basis that the British Council here in Nigeria has organized a Creative Economy Showcase program to support artists and creatives, especially in a post-COVID era where resources might be scarce. Now, the aim of the program is not only to encourage artists, but to help them cut costs by making the British Council venues accessible to them to showcase their work and filling a gap that many young creatives say has been a huge challenge. So that's what we'll be talking about in the next couple of minutes. Now, joining us in the studio is the head of the arts regional lead, Creative Economy British Council Nigeria, Brenda Fashuba. It's nice to have you join us, Brenda. Good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Great. And we also have in the studio a tailor and menswear designer of Ojekide, Nigeria. That's the name, Ojekide, Nigeria. And we have Clement Ojekide with us here in the studio. Good to see you.
Morning, sir.
And I like what you're wearing.
Thank you.
No, it fits in so perfectly. I think I might have to change my suit to something like that.
You can. Thank you.
All right. Now, very good. Now, Brenda, let me come to you first. Now, you've been running this program, this I Am for Arts, for quite a little while. Now, can you give us an idea, a recap of what this program is all about, I Am for Arts?
So just for some context, the British Council is a cultural organization, and our wider mandate is to build connections between Nigeria and the UK. And we do that in various means. We have a cultural engagement section that deals with English language, schools, higher education, arts and culture. And that's where I come in. And for us, the arts and culture mandate really is to support 18 to 35 young creative entrepreneurs, to just kind of achieve their potential. And one of the things we did with the CESP program, which is the Creative Enterprise Support Program, is to look at where the pain points are and try and support that, help artists, and one of the challenges we have is infrastructure, access to venues, affordable venues, where creative entrepreneurs like Clement can showcase their work, and hopefully commercialize and make some money. And so that's the idea of the Creative Enterprise Support Program.
Fantastic. Now, Clement, let me come to you on this. You're the man with the very nice wear there. Now, but talk to us about your enterprise generally. How has, because you've been coming up with this from the background that I did, you've been doing this, and then how are people accepting what you're doing, and how are they having a buy-in into what you're doing?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here. I think for now the industry has been open to menswear and products made in Nigeria with the We Are Made in Nigeria drive and all that the government is doing. But the reception has been amazing as more people, like you said, you're trying to ditch your suit for something a bit more comfortable and traditional. Yeah. So but the product, the acceptance has been great. And yes, the prospect with likes of British Council giving us platforms to get to showcase our product has been amazing so far.
All right. Now, talk to us about the professionals that you help making these venues available to people out there and artists generally. Now, how has people been coming into that space, and how do they get help? It's just because you're talking about making the venues available. How is it helping them cut the costs? Can you break that down for us?
I don't like to use the word help.
Okay.
I prefer to use the word support.
Support, okay.
Yes, because what it is you have young people, this is our biggest treasure, the young people in Nigeria. We're a young country, so to speak, and what we did was we just put a call. So we started with our alumni. British Council next year will be 80 years in Nigeria.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Whoa, that's amazing.
We've been here for a long time.
Wow.
And we have a big alumni of creatives that we've supported for many, many, many years. a lot of them have gone on to be big stars, you know. And so what we did was we looked at it between COVID and post-COVID. You know, there was a dearth for artists and creatives. You know, there was nowhere for them to work, nowhere for them to show their wares, except digital, which thankfully, you know, was an option. And so what we did was we reached out to our alumni first, and this is a group of maybe 5,000 to 10,000 creatives, you know, across Nigeria. This project was in 4 locations because we have 4 offices, you know, and we opened it up. We wrote to them and said, are you interested in being a part of this? And a few of them wrote back to us. So what we did was we decided not to do these things ourselves. We got partners in the sector. So in each state, we had a partner, and each partner worked with the creatives directly to curate an experience for the general public. So it was an open call, and then people wrote in, and then the curators made a selection. And we did it that way so that it would be objective. You know, it won't be biased, because the curators and the creatives don't have a relationship. Okay. Unlike, you know, with the British Council, where we'd say, oh, we like Clement, or we like Shola, or we like Ade. So the curators made the selection, curated it, you know, and had conversations with them around the logistics of it. You know, what are you bringing? What do you need? How do we help you make this venue look like a space that would work, you know, for what you're trying to do?
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Clement, she mentioned the issue of COVID, you know. Share with us, how did COVID impact what you have been doing? Or how did COVID shoot you up? Whichever way it impacted on what you do. Share that with us.
Okay, so the impact of COVID cannot be overemphasized, especially for the creative industry. Just like you said, during COVID, most businesses had to fold up. You found out most people pivoting to making face masks and trying to find other sources of funding just to stay afloat in business. And for us, notably, with what we do, we couldn't have interactions with customers. We couldn't have them tell us, because almost everybody were home. So we had to start making face masks ourselves and all, just to meet needs and meet our bottom line and all that. So the effect was far-reaching and all. Then after COVID, just immediately after COVID, we had opportunities like which the British Council also had already been providing platforms for us to get to showcase our product and all. So we were able to leverage on platforms like that to get our products out and get people seen. And that's how we've been able to, pre-COVID, have been able to like come out and also skyrocket our product and all.
Amazing. Yeah, that's fine. Now, Brenda, are there some specific cases that, you know, some persons or professionals have demonstrated value that they have gotten from the space you have provided or the support that you have provided that we can, you know, lay hold on?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. One of our biggest alumni is M.I. Abaga.
Whoa!
Yep.
Whoa!
Yes.
That's huge.
That's huge. You know,
wow.
Yes. So demonstrable value.
Wow.
You know, and the fantastic story about M.I. is he came back to be a partner. So he started as a beneficiary, went on to have this wonderful career, and now he's back to us as a partner. So the partner that curated the Lagos experiences was an organization called Task, founded by Jude Abaga. So that's one person I can tell you big value. But Clement is here. He can tell you the immediate value that he got transactionally, the commerce of what he came to do at that venue. Coming into, so we designed a pop-up market that was focused on fashion. And it had a fashion show, it had music performances, and there was a market. We have a fairly big garden at the back of our office that we turned into this market. And then Clement had a stand, and he was able to sell his wares. And he can tell you himself.
No, yes.
Did you make any money?
You can even, from what she's saying, it seems that some very good amount of money has rolled in so far. I can be your financial consultant. But it's good. Talk to us about it.
Okay.
When it comes to creating a model, you know, the kind of business that you are doing and all of that, share that with us.
Okay. When it comes to what we do, you always need platforms. You always need people to support great platforms and to enable you sell and all. So the pop-up market was a beautiful opportunity for us, because that was like the first official pop-up market we were having. And not just the pop-up market, we also had like a fashion runway show, which gave us an opportunity to get to interact with new customers. I would say 70% of the sales we made on that very day were from new customers, people who had not interacted with our business before.
Wow.
We just had, so it gave us an opportunity to get many new customers, listen to their pain points, and just interact with them basically. And also for the OJK team, it gave them an opportunity to get to see how customers interact with their products and things they made. And so they had like some really fulfilling moments for them and for our business especially. And more importantly, it was an avenue for us to get to interact and meet new customers and also gain exposure for us.
Amazing. Yeah. But beyond the business of it and then making money, are you also looking at the possibility of mentoring and grooming and partnering with younger people who might come up and wanting to be like you and also wanting to take advantage of successes that you have made?
Yes. Yeah. Aside me being a tailor and being a fashion entrepreneur, I'm also a fashion entrepreneur. Okay. So what that means is I get to teach other people. I do that via a YouTube channel, which I have, on basic things which I wasn't opportunity to learn, because I started out as an apprentice from the basic level of learning the craft. I started out as an apprentice, and there were things that I wish nobody should go through in learning the craft, and those are things that at this stage I'm trying to tell other people that, okay, you can learn this, you can leverage on these platforms like the British Council, you can leverage on people like this to get funding to sort out a certain stage of your business and your enterprise and all. So I have platforms like that where I get to teach and share a bit of experience and knowledge which I have gained over time. So yes, and I'm open to partnership and training and learning.
Amazing. Yeah. All right, now Brenda, the great work that the British Council is doing. Now, talk to Nigerians who are out there who would like to be part of what is going on, be part of your support, the support. Fresh people who have not really known about the British Council.
Exactly. We're very accessible, and like I said, we've been here 79 going on 80, wow. 80 years.
Wow.
And
I'm really surprised. I didn't know time has passed this long.
Yeah, look out for a big party next year. But most importantly is we're reachable, via, first of all, digital, which is the young people's platform. You can find us on social media almost across all, at least the fairly common ones, on Facebook, on Instagram, and all of that. But most importantly, our website as well is available. And just to talk a little bit about what we're doing, because we just started a new financial year, which is basically our January. Okay. And our focus this year is film. So we're film? Yes, film.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. We want to, we want to support the ecosystem of Nollywood. Okay. And we're looking to create a new pipeline of artists who are interested in making films, who are interested in building the business of film, and it's open to young people. Like I said, we work within the age group of 18 to 35, which is a majority of the population of this country. And at this point in time, we're starting a short film accelerator. And basically what we're doing is we're going to be funding some short films, and hopefully showcase them to the world.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fine. Do you have a particular number of persons you're looking for, or is there a ceiling to the number of filmmakers you're looking for in this category?
At the moment, it's a pilot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pilot. So we're going to start with 100. And we'll whittle them down, to a number where we'll be able to produce, because filmmaking is expensive, even though it's a short film. But I will be remiss not to mention that we have a strand on our filmmaking, on our short film accelerator, that is focused on digital delivery. So we're going to be doing training in mobile films on cinematography, and we're targeting the skate makers on Instagram.
Oh,
yes,
that's great.
The music video makers.
Oh, yes.
The people who just want to do short format content for social media, for those platforms. So they'll be also learning while we're doing the short film accelerator.
That's fantastic. Film. I like that one. All right, Clement. How long have you been doing this? Because someone will look at you and say, "Wow, you're really young," And if you are making successes so far with the support from British Council, and you're making so much money that you're making, young people would like to model after what you're doing. But how long have you been doing this before the main break came?
Okay, and so I started out in 2010.
2010.
Yeah.
Wow.
I started in 2010, just immediately after my junior secondary school. So I had this friend of mine whose brother was a tailor, and the guy had like the best school uniform in school. And so I told myself, that I would also learn and also learn how to make school uniforms for myself and all. So after my junior secondary school, my elder sister asked me, what craft would I like? What skill would I like to learn? So we have this where I'm from. So I'm originally from Edo State, but I grew up in Niger State. So we have this unwritten rule where at a certain age you're supposed to learn a skill. And so she asked me what I would like to learn. Then I told her I wanted to be a tailor. And so she had me registered as an apprentice with one of the local tailors around, where I spent 3 years there. Then afterwards, I left there. Then I wrote JAM, tried to get admission to university. That wasn't for coming. And then I had a conversation with my parents again, and I told them I wanted to do this full time. That was in 2014. I wanted to do this full time. And so I went to another fashion school in Kaduna. Am I allowed to call the name? Okay, so let's just say, so I went to another fashion school. Just tell us the story. Leave the right things out there. So I went. So where I did an advanced course in tailoring for 3 years. Then afterwards, I came back home and started working from home in Niger State. Then in 2016, I decided to move to Lagos because I needed an ecosystem that supported what I was doing, and Lagos was a place for me. And then in 2016, we moved to Lagos to another fashion school there again. So I was supposed to I was supposed to do like a 2-year program there. So the first month was in November. I was supposed to do a 1-month program. Then I think after the first month program, the fees for the schools were increased, and I just felt this was something I couldn't afford anymore. And so in December, I started working for a fashion brand as a tailor. Then worked there for a year. Then after I gained an admission to go study fashion and design full-time at Yabatech, where I got a diploma in fashion design and clothing technology. Then in 2019, I came across the British Council NICE program, Nigerian Creative Enterprise Program, enrolled. I remember I was trying to enroll, and somebody told me that I don't think I'll be selected, and this was not.
Why would anybody say that?
I think it seemed far-fetched that this was not something for somebody like me. Then and it was easy to believe that.
People still have this kind of.
Yeah, people do. Yeah. People do, because when you see opportunities like this, it's too good to believe. Because when I saw the opportunities, like a 2-month intensive training, and I was like, they felt like somebody actually told me, because I told somebody that I think, should I apply for this, because I was in school, and I applied for this, and it was like, guy, they won't pick you for this thing. No, I just said, okay, then what's there? Let me just give it a shot, and that was it. I just applied, and just like you said, they leave an open policy.
I need you to call all those persons who told you. Call all of them now. You are a testimony, so you can make them understand.
And
wow.
Yeah, and that was it. Then I applied, and I've applied. I just applied feeling I will not be called. Then I traveled home. I was in Niger State. Then I got a mail that there was going to be an interview in January. I was like, I just shot this for me. Then immediately I traveled back, came for the first interview, and got so kind. I was one of the recipients for one of the winners for the fashion.
Just like that.
Just like that.
You see,
just like that story. And yeah, the British Council have been pivotal to our success so far. On the grants, we were able to start out our business in 2019 fully, and got so kind we're here today.
Fantastic.
And that's been basically.
You're a testimony now. So when people say, this thing is not for you, it's not for people like you, please prove them wrong. These things are available. You made this cloth you're wearing.
Yes, I did. This is one of...
I've been looking at it since. This is
fantastic.
This
is from one of the pieces we had on the runway for our fashion show.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was an off piece from the collection.
Wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. Now, Brenda, you were talking about film this year.
Yes, this year.
Do you theme every year for different things?
Well,
is that what happens?
That was what used to happen.
Okay.
We used to do a different program every year. So the year before, we had animation and music.
Oh.
Yes, the business of animation and music. And we also got some short films from that. And those films have traveled around the world now.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're so proud of them. But this particular project will run for the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
We're trying to do deeper impact. We want to reach more people. And when we do the programs year on year, it feels a little less deep, So we're moving towards, and because I work for Sub-Saharan Africa in creative economy, I kind of help shape those programs. And so this is the way we're going to be working across the region in arts going forward. So hopefully, with our funding remaining, we'll continue for the next 2 to 3 years. However, our showcasing hasn't stopped.
Okay.
The pop-up markets haven't stopped. The access to venues haven't stopped. That is going alongside our focus in film. So creatives will always need space to showcase, and we're happy to.
Fantastic! It's amazing. So when it comes to people, because one would say, oh, Brenda is in Lagos and Abuja, you know, she's up there like some persons told you, this thing is not for everybody, it's for people like that. But someone would say, okay, you are in Lagos, you are in Abuja. How about people like somewhere far away in Maiduguri or in Sokoto or in Akwa Ibom
The
or in
wonderful
Benue?
thing about our program,
Yes.
and some things well, I won't use the word grateful to COVID, but some things you can say are the benefits that came out of COVID is people understand digital now. And so a lot of our delivery is hybrid. There are opportunities for you to come in and we do a face-to-face, but there are more opportunities digitally. So it doesn't matter where you're sitting, so long as you have access to the internet. You and Clemens can be in the same class, receiving the same kind of education, receiving the same kind of support, same kind of training, and it's the same opportunity. Even when you're going to exhibit, we'll ask you to exhibit digitally. And if we need you to come in, we'll support you, to come in face-to-face. But we've adapted our programming. We've adapted it. It has to be what is for today. And so a lot of what we deliver is digital. You'll be part of the cohort. You'll be able to work one-on-one. And, the interfaces are so good now. You can do all sorts of things on it. You can play music. You can watch movies. You can do things together. So everybody's open wherever you are. We have requirements, definitely. It's open, but you still need to have certain things. So we have an e-learning platform where we've put together courses where people can go and, learn the basics, so that we don't spend a lot of our resources training the basic skills. So you go online, you go to our website, britishcouncil.org.ng, and you do the course.
britishcouncil.org.ng. Okay. I hope everybody you can hear now. britishcouncil.org. That's org.ng. So no one is going to say, no, it's not for, not for everybody.
Exactly.
It's open. It's open to any Nigerian.
Yeah, I'm giving you a secret. So if you have a certificate, from our courses, that's one requirement to be in our program.
Oh.
Yes. So if you have that already, it means you're one step closer. Because as much as we get a lot of applications, we still don't get enough. We still don't get, a big pool. And we don't get them outside of these 4 major cities, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kano. We need more people from the west, from the south, to come into the programs, because the more diverse, the better.
Amazing. All right. Clement, talk to us about how your family is supporting you in all of these.
Okay. So support from my family has been immense. I most times I just don't know what I've done to deserve this. But with all the times I had to go through the different fashion shows I mentioned, it has been support and funding from them. My dad is late, so I have just my siblings and my mom supporting me all through the way. So if there's anything I would need, monetarily or prayer-wise, obviously, and if there's any support that I need, my family has been there for me, and it has contributed to my growth and my support so far. Yeah, family support has been there for me. And
amazing.
I can't doubt it.
And how are you pushing the Made in Nigeria slogan or theme that everyone has been talking about over the years? You will be an example of Patronize Nigeria. What you see out there, we can do it here. With what you're putting on and I'm seeing, it tells how thing can be. Talk to us from that window.
Yes. People should patronize Made in Nigeria for that. One of our visions is to have a Nigeria where the African menswear will be the go-to attire for everyday wear. We want you to be able to come to work in a traditional outfit. It's comfortable enough for you to...
Trust me to do that.
You come to work. It's comfortable for you to come to work on a Monday with it, and also casual enough for you to go for a weekend event. So that's been the vision for the brand.
That's a balance between
balance. So
what is corporate and what can make you free and relax.
What can make you free and relax. Corporate casual. So comfort is one of the things we prioritize when it comes to how we make our outfits and how we tailor them, how you support. So once you see the outfit, you're not saying, okay, I don't think this is comfortable enough for me to wear. It's comfortable in terms of fabric, in terms of modification and all. So yes, it's a priority for us.
All right, because of time, Brenda, what are we expecting from the British Council this year?
Like I said, our focus is film.
Okay, film.
However, we still have a showcase, the opportunity for showcasing. And we're going to go a little further and open it up to artists in general. Like I said, we started with our alumni. We wanted to test the idea
Okay.
and see how it works. So that's definitely coming. The call out for that will be out, I think, in June. We're also doing a call out for film as well. So we're going to be receiving a cohort of young Nigerian filmmakers who will, come into this space and, manufacture something magical.
Amazing.
Yeah. I also wanted to point out that I'm wearing something from the pop-up market.
Oh,
Yes.
this is from the pop-up market.
Exactly.
Wow.
I've decided that I'm going to be doing the Made in Nigeria.
No, I think
So
this pop-up markets, we have to be there.
you have to be at the next one. You have to be at the next one. We're
there.
hoping for August.
Okay.
When there's the August break in the rains.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
so that people can come
This
in.
is
and
amazing. These are good products.
Yeah.
One would think normally that these things were imported because we have this mentality. Oh, the moment is good, they must be from somewhere in Europe or America or somewhere.
This was done by Professor Olaiwola, who
Fantastic.
is she's a professor at the University of Lagos, and she has this is her art form as a professor. This is what she works on: fabric, practices of tie and dye, and all of that. And it's just interesting.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. All right. One way or the other, we'll be part of this. Thank you so much, Brenda Fashuba, the head of Arts Regional Lead Creative Economy, British Council, Nigeria. Thank you for everything you're doing. It's really amazing.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And let me also thank Odekide Clement. He's a tailor and menswear designer of Ojekide, Nigeria. I like that. Ojekide, Nigeria. I like it.
Yeah.
Well done. It's
Thank
good
you.
to see you.
Good to be here.
Thank you
for having
both
us.
for coming.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Right.